Welcome to Kino Society with Owen Shapiro. In today's episode, we have Hayley Littman, founder of the Littman Talent Group, a talent agency that represents both adults and young actors. She loves helping her clients build their casting image so that there's no doubt that when they walk into a CD's office, that is the guy or girl that they are looking for. Welcome to Kino Society, Hayley.
Hey, Owen. How are you? Nice to chat with you.
Nice to chat with you as well. When did you start working as a talent agent, and how did you get into the industry?
I started working here when we moved from the East Coast to LA, which was about 10 years ago. I wasn't sure exactly where I was going to fit and what kind of job I would be getting. So I sent my resume. I thought casting would be my first avenue. So I sent my resume, which I had no casting experience to casting directors, didn't hear anything. And then somebody suggested agenting. So I just did a little bit of research. I took a class and learned a little bit about what an agent actually does. And I started interning, and then I started my path at Littman in 2013. So I interned for about 3 years and worked at different agencies, and then I opened Littman.
Nice. So, how did your relationship with acting begin?
I think I was a closet actor, if that's such a thing. When I was growing up, I thought I wanted to be an actor, even though I never really, had major stage fright. So after a camp production, I realized I was never going to be an actor, but I was wanted to. But I went to college for a regular, a psychology major, minor in business. I don't even know how I've always loved and actors and their creativity and their persona and their artistry, that I just connect with them on a personal level and understand their passion.
So, do you have any experience with acting yourself, though?
No, I mean, besides camp productions, no, not at all. I'm a great viewer and watcher and audience, but I would never be in front of the camera.
So, what's the advice that you repeat to the most inexperienced actors?
I'm inexperienced actors, I think training, because without training, you're not going to be able to connect to the material and really pull yourself into the character. Because that's what casting wants to see. They want to see a piece of you in the character that they're casting and that the writers and producers created. For actors who, once they've done the foundation of training, I think the most important thing is to know who you are and know your character, know your marketability. How, when people see you, when casting sees you, how are they going to, what kind of character or emotions are you inflecting into the character, that they can see the marketability and that you becoming the character that they're looking for.
Speaking of marketability, something I've always wondered was how about much bigger actors? What's the deal with those people? Because sometimes the audience sees them as the actors and not the characters.
I mean, I think unfortunately a lot of it is money. I think, the larger actors and producers and writers, it's all about how many the box office sales and box office, so a lot of times an actor will get a part. Not saying that they're not good, because clearly they have to have the talent to be good, but I think they also are looking for their name to bring in a specified audience, because that audience and their fans per se will go and see this movie. And a lot of times, if you're doing the same types, like look at comedians, that if when they're doing certain types consistently of comedic roles, then they're able to, because of their notoriety and their marketability and their success rate, if they want to, choose to go to a different genre, like the dramatic end, to really show people what they can do because they already
So
have that
what is the
audience built
highlight
in.
of your career?
The highlights of my career, I would say, are booking my clients. Like, really, it's not specific to one client or to one booking. I think it's build having my relationships with my clients and watching them book and get to their path's desires. To some it's series regs, to some it's features. But my biggest, I think, high five is watching the success of my actors. And then that to me is
So
parlays
in your
back to me.
experience, what is the ideal actor-agent relationship?
Trust, care, and consideration. Those are my 3 things. I feel like you've got to trust your agent that they are scouring to find the right role for you. You've got to, trust that they have the relationships with casting directors to get you in the rooms. I think it's consideration by not, you know, bombarding them with emails, not being the needy grabby, just trusting that they're working hard on your behalf. And by emailing them saying, I saw this breakdown, or I have a friend who's going out for this or that, that's just going to get in a block. So I really think that it's the communication, yeah, that you guys are a team, that it's not, the agent's not uh, superior than the actor is not more superior than the agent. It's a teamwork and everyone is equal, and all we want is for you the actor to succeed.
So would you tell us any actor that you have seen potential and then did not have success, or one that you thought was going to go wrong and then triumph?
I think a lot of times, like any actors are human. And I feel like sometimes there are blocks that happen. And there might be, actor might be aware of the block and they might not. I've had many different scenarios that um, actors, I know that they are talent, they have connections in town, and for the life of me, I can't get them in the room. And then it's not until after whatever the situation is clears up. I don't know if it's they are ready and open for it to happen, for the auditioning and for booking to happen again, or it just kind of remanifests itself that it happens that then they start auditioning when the time is right for them, and they're able to give acting 100% and not get distracted. That's when I think success happens again.
What do you like to see in actors?
I want to see their authenticity. I don't need an actor who's looking for representation to pretend to be something they're not. I want to see who they are. I want to know who they are because I feel as though, especially now, casting and producers are looking for authentic. They're not looking for somebody trying to pretend to be, even though that's acting. It's a very um, catch 22 because an actor's supposed to act, but at the same time, casting and producers want the authentic person. So, I need to know who they are as people, what kind of maybe life stories or where they came from, or even how I see them, how I would market them. I want them to respect that and to be open to maybe some different possibilities and roles. But if I think that they could do it and if they feel comfortable with this new role, then they should be able to jump on it.
So what are the most challenging things in your job?
I think the most challenging thing, of course, you want all your actors to work all the time. I think obviously COVID has shed a whole new light onto production. And there's a lot of things now that have to be reconsidered when it comes to COVID. I have some clients who aren't comfortable working on set, and I understand and appreciate their honesty to me that they can say that to me. I have, clients who have um not I've had clients who've gotten COVID from being on set, from being infected on set. I've got clients who were exposed to COVID, but did not get it from on set. So there's a lot, of new scenarios because of COVID that have come out. I think that's a whole new plethora. And then before that, probably the most difficult thing is just keeping actors in a positive headspace. I feel like that's really the most important thing for actors.
And what's a common misconception that people have about your job?
That agents are assholes. Sorry. But we're sharks and that we're power hungry and that we don't care. There's a lot of agents like that, but that's not me. So I think that a lot of I think that a lot of agents are do it for their own notoriety, and that's not what I'm doing. I'm doing it for the client's notoriety, and I think I realized that a year or so ago, that it's not I'm looking to be the stepping stool for my actors. I'm not looking for Littman to be high and mighty. I'm doing this for the success of my clients.
So, do you have any new projects ahead?
I've gotten clients who are working on new shows, but I can't, everything is NDA, so I can't disclose anything. But of course, I have clients who are on, amazing Apple shows to network shows to features, anything different genres, different is exciting.
So, are there any clients in particular or any projects that they've gotten that you're particularly proud of?
I have a series reg on Home Before Dark, which is a new Apple show, which is amazing to see and watch her. I've got clients who are recurring on Swagger, which is a new TV show that should be coming. I believe it's coming out pretty soon, I think. I've got clients who are on from Manifest to, Grey's Anatomy to a brand new show that I can't discuss that's with huge names. I've got people who are on features. It's kind of I'm not a bragger, but yeah, I've got great people who are working great stuff. And I say to people, if you want to see who my clients are and what they're booking, go on my IMDb page.
So, what would you recommend to someone that is starting on acting and goes to casting?
I would say know who you are. Don't try to impress. It's a very fine line when you go into a casting director's office because you can't be desperate, needy, grabby to them. This is a job. So you have to be respectful. You have to obviously do ha- put yourself into the character and do the best that you can do with this character. I feel as though any new audition should be training for it. You should train with a coach. You should really feel comfortable with the character and embrace who this character is, while putting a twist of yourself into it.
So, finally, where can my listeners find and connect with you?
Um, Find me on. I have a website. You can email. At the end of the website, there's an info account that you can email me to. If there is questions, concern, I have Instagram. I've got Facebook. I feel I love connecting to actors sometimes. If it's somebody who's developmental, at this time I'm only taking actors who are SAG or SAG eligible, or looking on to people who are SAG and SAG eligible. If you're clients, are just starting out and have questions, feel free to email me at the info account and I will do my best to try to get in touch. And yeah, I want to help. I love helping actors. That's really who I am, and how I feel the most of giving back.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Haley. It was a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you so much. It was so much fun. Thank you. Take care.
That's all for today. Don't forget you can subscribe to Kino Society on iTunes and Spotify.